And I am live. Welcome everybody to my stream. Um, I'm glad to see you here in my journey to learn Godot by creating an Android game in an Android device. As always, my name is Leo San from Respawn Studios, and I'm developing this Android game in an Android device. As usual, I have my Xiaomi Pad 7 where we are doing everything. So, last time I created the spawn system that got us the items we unlocked on a percentage basis, well, on a weight basis. It's not really a percentage, but it works like that, and we have already tested some parts of the game. So the main loop of the game is already done. And there is a couple of things I wanted to address before we start with new things, and it's like just checking some of the mostly the scale of the pudding, because last time that we tried that it was utterly ginormous compared to the rest of the items in more or less the same category or the same level of this. And last time I think it was at 4%, or sorry, 4 times scale. I think downscaled I will downscale it a little bit, just go for 3.5, and that's mostly what I will do in terms of code today. So we will start with the graphic design, or the graphic elements of the game. Bear in mind that I'm no artist in any stretch of the imagination, and I will try my best. But well, let's check our pending list. In this case, I've just we did everything that was expected for the last session. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, and I need to start by doing graphics. It's not the thing that I like the most. You already know that I'm a professional coder, so yeah, code is my thing. Graphics are not, but we'll try that. So I have researched a little bit of mid sessions. So I was trying to find a good font for the game, and I have a couple that could work with that. So let's get them, and let's try to see if we can test that on the game. So let me copy my fonts folder and let's paste it inside our bakery merge game, and inside assets I will paste them there. So now Godot will get that straight away. So we have our fonts here, and we have a couple of them. I like this byte bounce DTF. I don't know if we can check that. So yeah, I think it's a cool, like, pixel art font. We have some others. For example, Kenny. The Kenny fonts are quite good, but I don't know. I think I like more this byte bounce font. It's like a little bit bulky, but I think it will work quite okay. So let's recheck what was my first idea of the layout of the game. So here I did want to have like this section. Let me grab some nice green and let's put that. I think that's okay. Yeah. So yeah, I have this section here that I kinda like for the main text of the game. So let's work with that as a like 74 pixel height and all the width, and let's try to put some text in there just to check if that would work. Okay, so let's go back to Godot. Um, let's go to the 2D. We're already in the 2D, so we will have something in this area here that we will have the text in. So yeah, okay. Let's add for now like some canvas. I think we need a label. I think label. No label. Thank you. So let's set a label positioned. Let's add some text like, for example, score 9999. Okay, I don't know where this label is located. That's not what I wanted. So let's move that. Or is it though? Let me check. Oh no, it is what I wanted. Okay. So I want this score to be on this like first square here, more or less. So let me check where we are at. Yeah. So this square is 64 in here. So we have like every square is 64. So we're okay with that. But we need to change lots of things in here. So yeah. Horizontal align, vertical align, I want it in the center. And the horizontal, yeah, I think the horizontal, sorry, sometimes I mispronounce things because English is not my first language. But the horizontal alignment, I think that's okay. Yeah, trim spaces, justification, I think everything is okay for the most part. And we do not have anything else here. I think I can change like the theme overrides. Yeah. So I can change the fonts. So yeah, I want the font to be this byte bounds. So right now it has changed it. Also the size, I need to change that. Let's say 64 pixels. Maybe more. Let's put that at 72 or something like that. Let me see. I want that to fill up everything. So at 90, I think it's okay. So let me check if we can set anything else. I don't know if we can create an outline, but let's see. We have color. Yeah, we have outlines. So I can create an outline in black. Alright. Yeah. I don't think it's visible right now because I think I need to add the outline somehow. So let me check if we need to create a new theme. And so what is this? Default base what? Scale. font, default font size. Nothing here. No, I don't think that is necessary. Okay, so where do I need to change for the outline? Vertical alignment, level settings. Is it the level settings? Let me check. Yes, it is. And now it's okay. So I want. I will uncheck this just because I will do that in the level settings. Okay, so a font, as said, will be on this font. We said like this 90. Okay, let me put some of the zooming. The color white for now. Outline, yes. Color of the outline completely black for now. We will see if if we will see if we need to change visually some colors, but for now, let's get that as a. So my outline, yeah, let's put a big outline. 15 seems okay. If we zoom out, it seems really okay. Let me check. Let's check in game how it's seen. I think more outline would be okay. Bigger outline. So let's say like 25 or so. So yeah, let me see. Yeah, I'm okay with that. And if I enlarge that, it shows quite okay. I want to space that a little bit on the right. Sorry, to the right. But yeah, for now, that seems pretty okay. Let's move that like there-ish. Let's align that with our bounds. So our bounds is on position 32. So let's go and also apply the label to the position 32. So we should have something like where is it? So one thing that still gets me in Godot is the position of things, because not every node has the same components. So sometimes it's difficult for me. I'm used to Unity, and that's why right now I'm struggling to just know where I can. Well, let's go, but just do it by eye. I think that's okay. I will check where I have this position of the node, because right now I cannot see it. I won't waste any time for that, and that's okay. But yeah, that's okay. So for now, I think I'm alright with the position, and I do really like this font, so we stick with that. Okay. In the near future, I will reduce the text size, because I think I will put some kind of text in this part here, because in this section we will have the next item, and maybe I will add a label to that. So yeah, for now, let's stick to that. I'm okay with that. So yeah. So let's check again. What does we need? We need a place, as I said, in this section here, in this area, to show what will be the next item. So let's check again my notes. Here I made like a 128 by 128 for the next item, and I made here like something like this is the current objective. I still don't have design what will be the success loop of the game and also the failure loop of the game. So for now we will leave this aside, and we will focus on the next icon image graphical part, and also I will try to start with the background of the game. So yeah, let's go to start creating some graphics. So obviously, as I am in Android, I don't have access to a sprite or library sprite. So I am using a freemium app called Sprite that is like another, like it is like a port between quotes, big quotes, of a sprite in Android. But well, it's really okay. So I have this design here that I made when I was prototyping my first idea of the game, and I think this really works as the way I wanted to show the next item, but this doesn't have the same dimensions that I made on my previous design. As said, I have here like 4 squares, so it's square, and if every square is 64, then this is a 128 by 128 square. So if we go to my first previous design, we are on 128 by 96, and that's not okay. So what I will try is to see if I can duplicate this, something like that. No, so yeah, so let me try something here. Okay, duplicate that. So let's work in new item 2. I can close that, abandon all changes. Let's go to new item 2, and we will resize that. So sprite split size. Let's put that on 128. Don't give ratio, and this is 128. That okay? So this seems to be okay. So now it's a square, and I think it's safe. I think we can try to export that. So export as a PNG. So I don't remember. I think I can do that. No, it's like maybe an APNG. Sorry. Okay, so if that. I don't like that. So a resprite file now. So frame range like this, like well, didn't need to be. So if I look like undraw, Friday magnification 1, output size, I think I can work with that. So by the way, the free version of Sprite, you only have 3 export every single day. So if I want to make more than 3 exports today, I won't be able to, because right now I own the free version of the ad cost. I'm still thinking or checking if I really need this application. So yeah, let's go with that. It's okay. So let's save. Let's go to my Godot project. Bakery merge, and we have assets, and let's go to textures, and let's call it next item background, or yeah. So let's call it that way. Let's check if Godot has already imported that. So we have textures, and there's something wrong here because it did not. Let me check. So let's go back. I go to projects, quickly merge, assets, textures. Okay, so this, yeah, I thought I have renamed that PNG. I don't know why I added I don't know what a dot of an dot thing. Thank you. Why? Okay, my stylus is adding the dot. Alright. By the way, how are you doing today? A little bit silent this streams lately. Okay, so right now we have the next item background. So let's add also I think a texture to the spread to the maybe. What else we have? So if I go to a control node, have containers, text edit, color regs, item labels, menus. Yeah, no, I think that the sprite to is okay. So let's add the sprite to the, and we also need to rename this label as is or label. Let's rename also this sprite to the as the next item background. And let's place the texture to that and move that more or less in, no, not that far, not there either, but I can transfer that. So okay, let's zoom in a bit, because this needs to be in here, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, and I think maybe so 2 squares from there. Oh, sorry. So 2 squares. Let me change that. 3 squares from the bottom, 2 squares from the top. I think that's okay. Let's go back to where I need to. So if I So okay, I don't want the to see the. Okay, that's okay. Let's put some background color. So let's go to the project. Um, Project settings, I think, and in the render, no, environment, I think it was. Rendering environment. I think we have, yeah, the all clear color. Um, let's put that like some kind of light blue, maybe. I know that I'm mixing like warm and warm and cold colors, but I think I don't know if that works for me. Nah, it doesn't work for me. That let's go project again, project settings, the environment. So maybe instead of a let's go to a warm color. Maybe some kind of that. More subtle than that. Okay, so let's try like this pinkish. Let's see. Okay. Let's see how now it needs to be more subtle. More subtle. This is too intense because sometimes the macaron doesn't look good because it's very similar. So a little bit more like a white, or maybe a super gray, but we will see. Like a very light gray or dark gray, because the dark gray I didn't like that so much. Let's check about the macaron. So this is quite okay. Okay, the donut. Yeah, let's go to a more neutral color. So let's try to have something more grayish. So also, you have any suggestion, please go ahead. Don't hesitate to ask and to suggest everything you want. So okay, so let's see. So now the colors like push more, but the background feels bland. I think that will change when we arrange everything and when we create the background. But I want the items to be like to be very visible. Okay, so when you're playing, you need to know what you're doing and where the things are. And I think for now, I think that works for me. And I'll keep that way. I'll keep it that way. Yeah. So also I need to check the pudding because I need to check if the scale is right. And I really like. Okay, now the pudding is okay. So now it's not like this ultra massive dessert that we saw last time. And the cheesecake also it's bigger, so yeah, it is quite okay. I will tweak the spawn system just to be more difficult, just to have like that it's maybe I don't let it spawn the last type of items and only leave the first 4 or 5 items. But I will see. We will see. For now, I love the size difference between the first and the last. So this works for now. Okay, so there is something that we need to check, and that are the colors of this part here, because if right now I add a sprite 2D in here, okay, and let's grab the, okay, let's see. If I get this cheesecake texture and I move that in here, sorry, this doesn't need to be here, this needs to be up here, I think, or let me see, this is see, this is like set fighting or something like that. So maybe the set index in here is not okay. By the way, let me check. You have something like that, the control or something. So no layout direction, canvas item. I think it's invisibility. Top level ordering. Yeah, the set index needs to be. I think it needs to be. I don't know if it needs to be like. No, that's okay on 0. I think that should be. I don't know if I move that. Oh, also this is the label and then I just okay this one. So okay, so let me also scale this a bit. Let's put a 2.5 scale. Okay, so I really will need to. So yeah, these colors are not right. These are not right because we cannot see the cheesecake in its entirely, and the background color is also almost the same as the cheesecake, so that's not okay. We can try to use the outline items, that outline sprites that were in, sorry, it's black outline sprites. So let's try that, and we'll go to our Godot project, memory merge, assets, textures, and paste there. Let's try with a black outline cheesecake to see how it feels. So if I change that, okay, that solves the background color problem, but adds another that is very ugly outlined. I don't like it at all. So what I will do is change the colors, the palettes of the background part. So yeah, let me go back and put the normal cheesecake again. Also, if I put the lime, yeah, we don't see anything here. So I painted with those yellowish colors before I knew which kind of graphical design the item will have, and that was my mistake. So we need to address that. And I'm thinking of maybe like changing these colors to more like a colder palette, because everything. Okay, so let's check that. So what kind of colors we have in our items? Everything is a warm color. So I think that we can try some kind of bluish colors for the placeholders, for the backgrounds, and I think that could work a little bit. By the way, if you have any question, be it in English or Spanish. I'm a polyglot, so I can speak both. I can answer that in the stream if you want. So yeah. Let's see. Let's pick some kind of blue that I like for the background part. Let's go. I think maybe that. Let's see how it feels. That's kind of okay. Let's do a darker color, like a little bit there, but not that much, I think. Let's go just a little bit darker in here, there-ish, just to make this part here. Maybe that's too much, but I don't think it's that bad. So I want to make a more like that. Do this part in here, I think. And also a lighter version of this one. So Nephalea says, by the way, she's my sister. Okay, so sorry, but I don't know which function has this square in the game. Te voy a responder en castellano, dado que me preguntas en castellano. A ver, este cuadrado básicamente va a mostrar, es el recuadro, es el fondo donde va a mostrar cuál es el siguiente objeto que te va a aparecer para lanzar. ¿Vale? Entonces, si yo ahora cojo el juego, ¿vale? En estos momentos sería, básicamente esto indicaría, esta parte de aquí indicaría cuál va a ser mi siguiente objeto que voy a poder lanzar. Entonces, una vez lanzara la fresa, saldría lo que es el pastel. En este caso es solo una imagen, ¿vale? Pero es lo que me daría a mí la pista de cuál va a ser el siguiente. Igual que, por ejemplo, en el Tetris, o por el estilo, ¿vale? Siempre te dice cuál va a ser la siguiente pieza, pues esto cumple la misma función. Lo que pasa es que en lugar de tenerlo todo sin más, creo un fondo para que quede un poco más bonito. Y como va a tener más elementos en la pantalla, ¿vale? Pues la idea es esa, tener un poco un placeholder y tal. So, what I said in Spanish is, well, she was asking what's the purpose of this yellow square, and that's because I want a visual representation on what will be the next item that will be spawned for you to launch, for the player to launch. So, as in Tetris, we will, in Tetris, for example, we have always which one is the next piece that will spawn. This it serves the same purpose. So yeah, and this square is just the background, because we will have more elements in our layout. It's just a visual background to see which one will be the next item. Okay, so if everything's clear, let's continue. Okay, all right. So for this one, I think I was taking like a lighter-ish. Is that the same? Nah, it's not. Okay, so let's check how it feels. Okay, let's make it that. Okay, I kinda like it, so let's use this for the shadow. Maybe it's too much. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's too much. So based on this, we'll move that a little bit more to the left, so it's a little bit brighter. And let's see if that works. Okay, I think that was the for me. What I don't like is this one. I think I wanted like more blue instead of gray. So let's move that to the right to the more pure color. And I have the hue to the left just to have like some shade, some lighter shade, some more like cyan blue shade. So let's check. I don't want to have that. I don't want to lose that color. But let's check that out. Okay, not what I was looking for. I think I went too much. I don't like it to be on the grayish side, so I think I want that maybe not that bright blue, but like this one, but a little bit. Let me see if I can I remove that? Yeah. So maybe like this one, but a little bit to the left. Okay, I think I like that more. So what do you think about that? Does it feel okay? I think it feels okay. Okay, so I will waste another export for this, but maybe this one is okay. So if we like compare, sorry, I opened that 2 times. So this is like more cold color, colder color. This is more like a warm color. So and also there is okay. So there's something I need to address that this is not okay. This is not okay. So let's remove that. Let's remove this pixel here because it is not the correct proportions. I know that I'm removing that is 127, but I don't like to be 2 pixels white in here and just 1 in here. So right now this looks a little bit better, albeit I don't like this border in there, but I don't know how to address that right now. For now we will leave that as it is because I don't think it will matter. But yeah. Okay. Let me see if let me check. I'm really like so this color and this color are similar, and this color are very similar. Well, they're not the same, so it's okay. Also, we have this middle color. Oh, I think that's okay. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, I know that I'm spreadsheet. I think I could do it. Let's try the other one. So let's try to export the APNG. I'm running 0. Okay, so I have 2 out of 3. So let's just try to next item background. 2. Okay, well, one export left. I won't keep trying that. I'm just going to try this placeholder. Well, not the placeholder. If I'm okay with that. Oh, I like that. Oh, looks good. I think it looks really good. That yeah. Okay, I like this kind of contrast between warm color and cold color. Maybe there is a graphical designer or an artist there that is putting their hair and screaming at the screen, but write in chat or I don't know that you are screaming at the screen. So, you have any kind of uh, if you have any kind of suggestion on which color palette I need to do and so on and so forth, please go ahead. I am open to any type of criticism and also any suggestions. But for now, I think I like that. So let's check how it feels in the game. I think that's okay. It really is. Contrast also with the rest of the items. It feels quite good. I wanted the emote on there. Yeah. I think that's okay. It feels alright. Yeah, I really like that. So yeah. So let's move on. Okay. So for now, for the next item, I have like a really good placeholder that I like, and the most difficult part will be the background because this will be like a little bit more elaborate. So, um, as said, for now, this is okay for us. I don't know if I will expand this part. It doesn't make any sense to expand it to the middle. I know I will want to have some kind of objective here, but I don't know if this will be like a multiple grid objective, like you have like the next 2 or 3 objectives. I think the next 2 will be okay there, and maybe, but for now this seems like really, yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, so based on our items that are everything, it's a dessert. I decided to call this game like Bakery Merge, and so I think the best background could be like some kind of a bakery countertop where we are just throwing our items there or desserts, because we already know that when you are baking some sweets, you don't just mix eggs and flour and sugar. You just grab a strawberry with chocolate and smash it to another, and you create a macaron. So yeah, that's realistic. So I have gotten a couple of reference image. So let me get that. So I have this kind of reference image. Yeah, it's from Shutterstock, and also I'm convinced that this is 100% AI. But this will be my reference image because the part of the countertop, it's from the perspective that I want to have. Like the items will be launched from here to there, and we will have like some kind of this background that we will have some kind of pixel art bread, and I think that's okay. So I will try to add this image to my Sprite to use it as a like the onion skin, so I can like try to replicate that, but in pixel art. I'm not entirely sure how to do that, but I will discover that right now. So yeah, so let's check the size of the background that I need, because here we made that the first day I made some calculations on which area I like. So yeah, so this area from this point to this point, I think that's 512, because it's 176 minus 32 for this margin and another 32 for this margin, so it's minus 64. That's why we have 512. And on the vertical part, on the height, this is I made the check, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squares plus 2 half squares, so it's 9 squares, and 9 times 64 is 576. So I will create the canvas with these dimensions. So let's create a new image. This is already okay. So let's create a new, and we will take a custom of 512 by, I think it was 576. Let me check again, double check. Yeah. And we will call that game background. Okay, so we have our canvas here. Let me see if I can add a file, maybe an import reference. Let's see if I can add that as a reference. No, it doesn't seem. Whoa! I didn't want to do that. Wait. Undo. Let's just that. So now, so imports. Maybe I have that gallery. Yeah. No. So let's try again. I have the reference here. Okay. And see what we can do with that. I love to. Okay, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Perfect. So how can I? Okay. Let's flipping that and bit centered. Yeah. Maybe I want to showing canvas. No, that's okay. That's what I want. Maybe upscale that, because I don't care about the top part. I don't care about the top part, but I do care about the bottom part. Let's try to start like prototyping that. So let's go palette black, yeah. Okay, so something like there. Whatever, where you blue. Select that. So this is yeah. I think we could divide that there, and now I can use this line. Sorry, this line as reference, because I can this kind of thing. X. Because, okay, for pixel art, this is a too big of a matter. This is an image too big. Pixel art. I think I can work with that. Okay, so we have our division here, there, there. Okay, so this part is like the counter border, no? And this part in here will be like our play area. Okay, so I will do the same in this side here. So this kind of I want my line. So let's see. Okay, so the upper corner or the upper edge is here. So more or less in one. But what happened? Okay. So more or less like that. Yep. Okay, I know maybe there is like a better way to do that, but I'm completely new with this, so you will have to bear with it and bear with me. Okay, maybe if my hand stays in its place, I will. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. My hand does not stay in its place. Okay, making a straight line has never been more difficult. Come on. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Okay. Okay, so that's my play area is this. So we have some blanks because this is made of wood. Maybe I can try to get that. See the reference. So we have some lines in here. Here the lines disappear, but we can see the division. I'd love to have like the reference to be more. I will try to create those lines. So this is like 2 lines here. So let's go like 2 pixels. Try to make something like that. And we also have yes, but not yeah, but sorry. So from here to there. Have another one here. Let's see the division. Stop messing. But we can try to make something. Okay, so this doesn't make any sense. So yeah, this is 100% AI because we have here a very define division that goes like in this way, but then we do not have anything there. So I think I will try to make some parallel lines from the central one, and just to get like some kind of layout for the flanks there. So for example, here could be like one of them. Okay, so this is like a crack. I'm seeing that this is some like a crack. I will treat that as a division. Okay. So this is only a reference, so we don't need to like try to replicate that exactly. So under that, I don't know if I can like select this. Okay. If that doesn't work, so like I can copy that, and I think I can copy and paste. So let's go edit, copy and paste that, and we have like I can have this in here and paste that again. Okay, so I can have that in there. I will copy that again. I tried to use the keyboard, but it's not working, so yes, I'm going to have to do this way. Okay, this doesn't need to be the same size for everything. And maybe I'll try to paste that again now. So keyboard is not working for copy and paste. I'm going to copy that there. That here. And we have one there-ish. Okay, and I think I will have a new one for this porting. Okay. Okay, what happens now that this perspective is not entirely okay, I think. Okay, why? Because if we can see, okay, so this is, albeit this seems to be an AI, our lines doesn't go, every line doesn't go like the same place. We have some kind of merge. So there is a focal point, and the lines are going straight to, not in parallel, and not every line is going to the same place. So everything is going like some kind of focal point in there. So yeah, so these ones go to the right, and those ones go more to the left, and the middle ones are more like to be like centered in this part here, but then they shift a little bit. So it's not okay to do that way. So my lines are not okay. So we can say that these lines on the left are okay, but these two lines on the right are not. And what I will do, if I can, is try to invert this horizontally. So click horizontal. Yeah. Okay. So this makes a little bit more sense, but Not entirely. So let me try to change something about that. So let me remove this. Let me remove that. And more like there-ish. And I will remove that algorithm. So, and a little bit more there. That makes sense. I think it kinda does. But this line here, elevate is the first that I don't really like that. So let's remove that. Let's see how it feels. So this line here doesn't make so much sense. So let's put that. Don't worry about those pixels. Drop them. Up there. No. Maybe too much. Something like that. Yeah. And this one. I want it to be maybe a little bit more. Maybe something like that. Okay, usually I think if I were some kind of illustrator, I would, or a painter, something like that, I would like draw like the focal point of this, like to be something like extending these lines and see if there goes and they intersect, and they intersect something where about there. But I'm no artist, so I don't really know how that works. And yes, for that, let me see how can I do that, because I don't want to make like a straight line, or maybe I do. Wait, maybe I do. Some kind of thing there. There's something like that. Okay, that works really good. Alright, I think I will leave that there. I think that's quite okay. By the way, you have any thoughts, please go ahead, put that in the chat. If you're watching this on YouTube, please comment about that. More or less it works. Yeah, I think so. Okay, this will like be tweaked a little bit when I start like adding some texture, but I think this perspective kind of works. Okay, right? That's pretty okay. So that's for this part in here. I won't do anything yet for this part. Right now I will focus on the play area. So let's start like getting some kind of palette, some kind of color palette. So usually for pixel art you have like a base color, a highlight color, and a shadow color. So usually with 3 colors you're okay. I think I will go a little bit more and I will make like 4 or 5 colors. And let's try first to get some kind of brown, a good brown, maybe. So I know good is like more yellowish, brownish. So yeah, so this is some kind of light good. Maybe I can go with that. And if I wanted to get this, okay, this is good. This color, I like this color. This which one? Okay, I like this color for the shadow, I think. And for the light color, you can go like somewhere around here. Maybe. Let me add that. And I want to have some kind of gradient. I think I can do that. So I can like, what is this? Oh no! Oh no! 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 Not that. Okay, can I? So okay, maybe I want that to be like in here. Yes. So I think I can create interpolate vertical. No, it's interpolate of horizontal. Oh, I can move that. Interpolate, no. Okay, that's what I wanted. This has 5. Now I want it to be 4. I will move that in here. I will put that in there. I will interpolate horizontal. And here I have. Oh, no, thank you. Here I have my colors. I think I'm pretty okay with this shadow color. I think my base color maybe could be a little bit lighter. Maybe this will be my base color, and this is my highlighted color. So let's do a quick check, just very basic, super basic check. So let's see. I will go with my base color to be, I think I will go for that, and we will take that in there. So for the low part, I will do this, and the shadow color, I will try to use that. No, I want the shadow color to be darker, like almost black, but with a touch of brown. So let's go back with the shadows here. All right, that seems pretty okay. And just to check, if I want to create some kind of highlights, not entirely. Okay, so let me see if I can make a dither there. Not, not that way. Um, I can do something like that. Is that gradient like from now? I want a different color, so this I want to be square fill and dither. Okay, so the dithering is done to create some kind of highlightings and some kind of blending. I'm not okay with this dither. Maybe a 10, something like that. So if I wanted to something like this is not the final look, by the way. Yeah, this is just for me to reference to see if so let's undo that. So let's like say my dithering is there. Okay, and so I could paint let's say I don't know if this will work, but I can do that. And maybe maybe I can do some kind of highlights with that. This is just for testing. I want to leave that there, so that's okay. And let's say I want to create some kind of texture for that, so maybe my darkest normal color I can do something like that. Maybe a little bit there, so because the wood has its lines, so yeah, this is super janky, but I'm just checking because I don't have okay, I don't want to be like to have this full of lines. I just want it to be subtle. So let me see if by doing like greater lines, I can do that. I can do something in here. I don't really like that, so I'm not okay with that still. Yeah, no, I will look for some references because that's not okay. So let's see. Let's check for references. So let's look for pixel art wood plant and see the image. So I kinda like this. It seems quite nice, and I love that because the lines don't go like from top to bottom or from side to side. Maybe something like that. Maybe something like this. Just mixing. Yeah, but I'm not good with that. So let's try something easier for me. Okay, this is like okay. I kind of like this approach because it's going like from circles, and I think that's okay. Also, let me see if I can try to replicate something like that because it goes like on a darker color. Okay, so and we start by doing circles. So let's try. So I'm not really good, so I know. So let's start with some kind of circle and unfinished circle. Not that way. Um, some kind of unfinished circle there, and maybe some kind like there-ish, and maybe there-ish, and some kind like there were like a bigger circle there, and some about there, and something about there. Okay, not mad about that. So let me try a couple of things there. So maybe there is some kind of circle there and other way around there. And I can like try to create something like this. Maybe the colors are not right, I know. I will try to like do something about that. Um, so maybe they're merging, but not that much lines to make any sense to do that. But there, and maybe there was like something there. Well, I'm not mad about that. So, yeah. Maybe that's okay. Okay, I will need to transition from, yeah, the line should curve and swell. Yeah, you're right. I think you're very right. I think something like that. Also, you have any more suggestions? Please go ahead. Maybe like a spiral, something like that, and then we have something that comes here. Because good, so the tree trunks are made like in circles. I don't like that in any stretch of the imagination. I think I'm like better with my approach on doing some kind of circles and then try to create lines like from there and something like that. I don't like that. Maybe like more stretch out and some kind of spiral there. Well, I'm not really mad about that. So, okay, the colors need to change. That's for sure. But as a starting point, given that I have never done anything like that, I'm not entirely mad with it. Yeah, I know that doesn't look good. The good doesn't look good, but I I will go from there and I will try to improve. And I think at least as a placeholder, I'm quite okay with that. If I need to, it's not bad or looks good. So yeah, nor look it looks nor bad but also not good. So yeah, yeah, but we'll try. I will try to improve. Also, I think the base color should be a little bit. I mean, maybe darker, but I will try to go from there. So first, I want to have like some kind of good texture that looks okay, but yeah, I don't know. So here, I think I like to think that there is a swirl there. So no, so like because wood should be very organic, and that's why I cannot like go to straight to a point. And maybe something like there, and that goes on there, and one line that crosses there, and another one there. Now I don't like this part in particular because I cannot. I want. These are like different planks, so they don't need to continue one to another. So I think something more like that. Yeah, maybe. And here I will make like some kind of there, and go from there, and make something like there, and something like that. Stop trying to make more lines as you're sketching. More like, I don't like that also. So let's do a spiral there. And from here, let's do another one that way. Something like that, and something like that, and there is a line comes from here there, and some lines are there. Okay, now I need to really get some nice colors here. So this one, I think it will be a little bit there, and I'll use that to go here. Wait, let me save this color there, just in case. And so this one could be like that. Now too dark, too dark. Maybe the previous color. Not entirely. I think I want it more reddish. Reddish. So let me like put that in here. Okay, I like that a little bit more. And these ones will be like darker. And I need to have something. Let's look at our reference because okay, what happened here? Yeah. Okay. So why aren't you working? Okay, so this one also. Let's go page. So this one also have more. I think I should have layers. That was my mistake. So this have like some color variations. It's not pixel art. But, let's see if I can do something with that. So from here I will need like a shifting to a lighter. Some this lighter color. I think that suits better. Let me check. Oh. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. I think I like that of colors. Hmm. Okay, let's see. But you have something to say? Hmm? Okay, so I want those to be darker. But that that looks like people's. Um, a darker for this one. That should be just a little subtle, maybe. Maybe something like okay, this is not. But I think this should like propagate a bit. So something like that. Doesn't need to be uh, this. Okay. This doesn't need to be like propagate that a little bit there, there. I think I'm making a mistake here. Just by doing this. It's too grayish for my liking. Maybe hmm. Because the swirls usually are darker. So what is this? Contour? What percentage? Okay. Yeah, so it's like I'm doing something like that. But this is not really okay. Yeah, no, I don't like how I did that. Hmm. Well, welcome to my struggle because I won't know how to do this. And maybe what I need is not to do that, but to create a different layer and start again because I really needed to create like a new layer here and paint that in there. So because I made that mistake, I will start again. No, not this layer 2 yet. In the layer 1, okay, don't look at the layer also. So I will remove that because if I go to the layer 2 doesn't have anything and that's what I want. So I'll create the swirls and the soils and lines of the good from there. And then I will have always the swirls and lines on top, and maybe I create a middle layer where I will have my like I will try to create some color variants, but I think they need to be very subtle, because if not, like it's just like a so it's a stain or a bad drawn something, and I'm just so bad at drawing that I don't want it to be like that obvious, and that's why. So I can do something like that, like restoring these line drawings, but cannot do. I can't, for the love of me, like write accordingly. Oh, let me redo that. This line here. So I'm more like a technical person, so that's why something like counting pixels and go pixel by pixel, it's easier for me, but I I don't have the um, artistic mind to be able to do something like visually appealing. Because I'm more like an engineer. Yeah. Okay, so it's sorry if I didn't saw your message. The light colors is orange. Maybe the other browns need to be more orange. Yes, yes, and because I want to do that the right way, and I want to try to experiment with that. That's why I'm trying to do this, like correct this and do it okay in another layer, because it will let me experiment a little bit more. And that's why I'm doing this right now, because I think it's faster than pushing the undo button over and over. And I'm just trying to pop this part in here. And we'll also add, no, not that, pixels there, and remove those. So yeah, let's remove those also. now I will just go and fill those lines to remove them. And I will paint out the pixels that are left. Okay. And you go. Off. Get out of here. I will start again. Because I'm learning from my mistakes. Let's see. Okay, let's go. By the way, very appreciated your interaction there. I like when people talk in chat so I can interact with my audience. And I feel a little less lonely. Okay, everything's done. So, layer 2, we're going to work with layer 2. And we're using the darkest color to make the swirls again. And with that, let me do, whoa, no, not like that. Not like that. So, let me go like 2 or 3 pixels. Maybe 2. Yeah. Okay. So with that, I'll do something not like that because that looks ugly. Something like that and something like that. Not that part. I don't like that part. Let's redo that. Something like that. Let's make it go. Make it go there-ish. There. And something like that. Another swirl here, not there, but something like this, and another one like that, and so is there, and maybe one little one there. I don't like it at all. So let's go back there. Let's go something like that, and something like goes there, and yes, a couple lines there. Maybe another swirl. Maybe another one there that has something like this, and another line. I don't like how that ends. And another line that's just there-ish now. This needs to feel organic, so maybe more like that, and do a sinus line at the end with a swirl. A sinus with a so something like, let me see, a sinus with a swirl. So something like there-ish. Well, no, not like that, but yeah, I know what. Something like that. Maybe. Bear with me, because I'm not something like that. And then another one that follows, and maybe something there, and something there. Not that aggressive. Something like that, and another one that goes there. Let's see. Oh, I like that little bit more there, because now I can do something like that and something like that. A couple pixels more there, and I think that should be something like this. Okay, I think I have something now that I'd like is to have like an elongated there and go like this, because then I can do something like this goes from here to there, and I think I can close this even there, not there. Yeah, remove that because I don't like it. By the way, let me check that my layers are okay. Yeah. Okay. So not one pixel. Something here. Maybe, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here. I think I will remove that part entirely, because I'm trying to experiment, so yeah. I'm not necessarily mad about this, or maybe about these circles here. I can work with that. And I like also to have like more than one knot in the wood. So maybe if I make like something like that here, and maybe another one here. That, not like that, but you get the point. So more like that. Maybe parts in there. Then I can something here, and also in there. Versus there, and something like this. Not entirely mad with that. I think for the pattern it's okay. The colors is what it's not okay. So I need to like redo every color. And right now, if I can create a new layer, and yeah, that's what I want my layer. I can, for example, come here and use like pick and try to see put on there, but maybe, and I can try to like see what goes with the okay, and without affecting either the base color or not the base color, and I can work with darker and lighter colors to see how it feels with that. If I need to propagate or something. For example, here, white. Is that okay? So there's something in this top layer. Okay. Oh no, the mistake when correcting. No. So I made a really big mistake when correcting that, and I will correct it now. So that needs to be removed here. Yeah. So why? So I'm removing this. Not that. And where is this? So let's remove this layer entirely. No, remove this. No, this layer was okay, but I need to remove everything or paint everything with a dark color. Because I need to check. Okay, I will do that off camera because I'm afraid I'm out of time. So let's just do that. So this is the way I left that. I will try to improve that on camera, and if I end up with something useful, you will see that on the next stream. For now, I'm sorry I'm out of time. I hope you enjoyed this stream. I really enjoy that. Data is not an artist like Darwin, but yeah, I really enjoy this process, and I hope you have learned something as you do. And see you in the next stream that will be mostly on Wednesday next week. See you all.